Good morning. It is Sunday. Thanks for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus on this first day of fall. Looking outside in Midtown right now where it looks really nice, but get ready for the really hot temperatures. It is going to feel more like a very hot summer day out there. Good morning to you. I'm Meghan Packer. Hope you've been enjoying the weekend, getting out and about a little bit. It has been hot though here in North Georgia. So we'll check in with First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi coming up here in just a moment. She's got all the details for the forecast, and you do want to stick around and hear what she has to say. Not only is she talking about the heat, but also she is talking about 2 First Alert weather days for later in the week. So stay tuned for that. But right now, let's get you updated on what's making news this morning, including this story developing in Birmingham, Alabama this morning. A mass shooting last night killed 4 people and injured dozens, it sounds like, more than a dozen at least. It happened in the 5 Points South area that is a popular entertainment district right near the University of Alabama's campus in Birmingham. A lot of bars and restaurants in that area. Police say there were multiple shooters, each firing shots. We have not seen any updates on any arrests yet this morning. Still developing. The number of injured keeps changing as well. So truly a developing story there in Birmingham, Alabama, where we know 4 people are dead and more than a dozen injured after people opened fire there in that popular entertainment district. And in Metro Atlanta, we are working to learn more after shots were fired last night at a Cobb County high school. There was an event being held at South Cobb High School, that's in the Austell area, and we are told that shots were fired and 1 person was hurt. We heard from the school district who says there was an outside organization holding a community event, that it was not related to the school district. So we are working to learn more about that. But police do confirm that 1 person was injured there on the campus of South Cobb High School. And there is another school that is preparing to go back to the classroom. I'm talking about Apalachee High School, the scene of the school shooting a few weeks ago. They will start their phased-in process of going back to school tomorrow. Students and staff at this Barrow County school will see counselors, therapy dogs, and more law enforcement on campus. It comes nearly 3 weeks after police say a 14-year-old opened fire September 4th, killing 4 people, 2 teachers and 2 students, and injuring 9 others. So it really is a phased-in approach. Once classes start on Tuesday, we understand they will be having half days for a few weeks, and then after their fall break, later in October, they will get back on track to a more regular schedule. But certainly so many resources will be there on campus as those students and teachers go back to school, with so many people across the state and the country, of course, sending them support as they do that. Well, there were 1 million meals packed yesterday at State Farm Arena. And what we can tell you is, let's do this. 1 million meals were packed inside of State Farm Arena. Part of our Atlanta News First team members were there helping to pack up these meal kits, and they are going out to families in need all across Metro Atlanta. This was an effort put on by the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm. They've done this the past few years. There were thousands of volunteers. 6,000 to be exact, for the 2024 Million Meal Pack Initiative. And they got everything up and running and packed up in 450 minutes, which is a record for this annual event. According to the Atlanta Community Food Bank, 1 in 8 Georgians lives with food insecurity, so this will really go a long way. And the meals are going to different organizations in our area that will help feed people that could use it. And not only did they hit the million meal mark, but they exceeded that goal by 50,000. So well done. Congratulations indeed. And something else to celebrate this morning. There is a world record that was just set in Georgia. We are talking about the longest ongoing softball game. The nonprofit group Men Opposing Sex Trafficking set the Guinness World Record for the longest softball game this morning. They hit that record at 9 a.m. They played for 5 days straight at Dellinger Park in Cartersville. Look at this. They were even sleeping out there on the side of the field, setting the record of 5 days, 59 minutes. Not only did they sleep there on the field, they could only take 5-minute bathroom breaks. They were eating right there. People were bringing them the food. I'm talking 24 hours a day, whether people were on the sidelines watching them or not. So good for them. And it is all to raise awareness about sex trafficking It is a cause near and dear to the men participating in this. They have a really interesting website. Again, they're called Men Opposing Sex Trafficking Most. If you would like to check it out, trying to raise awareness on several different issues there. But congrats to them. They had the representative from the Guinness Book of World Records there today. He handed over the plaque. I believe he said the former record for this was set back in 2009, I believe. So it's been in place for a while because this is a hard record to beat, and they did it 5 days straight of having guys on the field rotating on and off. So congrats to them. All right, I'm Meghan Packer. Thanks so much for checking in with us. That was an update on the day's top stories. Now we have to talk weather. Lots happening in the weather department on this first day of fall as we get ready for a new work and school week. I will bring in First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi, talking not only Courtney, but you're watching the tropics very closely and what that could mean for Atlanta.
Right, absolutely. So lots to cover for this upcoming week. I'm so glad that they ended up getting that record. They worked so hard. Could you imagine if all of a sudden the guy was like, someone was off the field for like 30 seconds, or you were an hour short? That would have been a bummer. So good for them. Well-deserved, well done, all for a really good cause. That's a fun story. All right, everyone. Hi, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. Happy fall. Officially started at 8:34 this morning. So we're a little over an hour and a half into the official start of the new season. It's not going to feel like fall today, everyone. Going to be another hot one. But first, just want to, off the bat, give you this. We do have 2 First Alert weather days for Thursday and Friday. Those are the days that, as of right now, you really want to pay attention to. More than likely going to be impacted in some way by what will be Helene in the coming days. Thursday seems to be a rain and storm event for us. We'll have a cold front approaching, which could influence a higher chance for storms, but also we'll start to get potentially some of those outer rain bands as the storm moves inland. So Thursday seems to be rain and storms. That'll be the biggest impact for us. The wind will start to pick up. Friday, that storm seems to be moving through the southeast. Again, what strength, what category the storm will be, that still has a lot of fine-tuning to do. But Friday, it does look like whatever this ends up being will be moving into the southeast, which will help promote a higher wind threat for us and higher coverage of rain. I will say this forecast is still very fluid. There's still a lot to figure out, so it's a forecast you just really want to pay attention to. But models have been starting to kind of favor Thursday and Friday as of this morning and really starting last night. So we wanted to just give you the heads up early that late week is more than likely when we'll start to see impacts from, again, what will more than likely be Helene in the coming days. Near record heat today, that's what we're talking about. Sunday's high, 94 for the start of fall. The record, 95, set back in 1940. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did hit that record today. The airport, Hartsfield-Jackson, today is going to be the day where the feature that is giving us this hot weather. It's a very strong upper level ridge. It's going to be its strongest over us, so that's going to promote, I think, a hotter day for all of us. The only thing that might save us from hitting 95 today will maybe be some increasing clouds through the afternoon. But nonetheless, all of us in the low 90s today, close to 90 for the mountains. Tonight, big game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Falcons versus Chiefs. Kickoff at 8:20. It'll be a hot one. I think they're keeping the roof open, so just be prepared for a toasty night at the Benz, especially if you're sitting in the higher seats. You know, you're up a little higher, closer to where that roof's open. It's going to be pretty steamy up there. 5 o'clock, if you're maybe heading to tailgate, grab some dinner beforehand. Temperatures in the low 90s. And then again at 8 o'clock, temperatures still in the low 80s. As you are leaving later tonight, hopefully after a Falcons win, we'll be in the upper 70s. Rain chances, mostly dry today. Maybe a stray shower could pass on by this afternoon because we will have enough moisture to not only generate cloud cover, but also maybe a quick passing shower. We'll stay mostly dry through Tuesday. Scattered showers start to develop on Wednesday. That's going to be along a cold front that will be approaching. And as of this morning, it just doesn't look like that front is going to move through quick enough to combat what, again, will more than likely be Helene, more than likely Hurricane Helene, but that's still to be determined. And because that front isn't going to be able to push through quite as quickly, that will allow Helene to move inland across the southeast, making rain likely Thursday and Friday as of now. So again, as of now are the key words. The forecast still subject to change because the storm hasn't fully even developed yet. So we're watching a disturbance. You can see where that X is on the way bottom of your screen there. That is where this storm is trying to get its act together and start to develop. And there's also another burst of convection kind of just south of Cuba. So very disturbed weather down to our south, and that's all going to generate into, again, what will more than likely be a tropical depression by tomorrow. And then it could be Tropical Storm Helene as it moves into the Yucatan Channel, which is just between the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba. By the time we head into Tuesday night, by Wednesday, more than likely we'll have at least a tropical storm moving into the Gulf of Mexico and could ultimately become a hurricane as we head into the middle of this week. Let's take you through what one of our models says. This is the GFS model. And so two models that we look at a lot when it comes to hurricane forecasting are the GFS and Euro. We have a handful, but these do a really good job. And so the GFS, again, hinting of some sort of tropical storm development as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday. That front now staying a little further west, which is going to allow this storm to move inland, more so along the Florida Panhandle. Earlier this morning, we were thinking that this front might move in, and that would push the storm more so into Jacksonville, the Big Bend, up through Savannah, very similar to Debbie, but that has changed now. And so here's a look at Wednesday, that storm moving into the warm open waters of the Gulf, strengthening quite quickly. So this model is definitely favoring a stronger storm, also favoring a slightly earlier landfall Thursday night, somewhere between about Panama City into Destin, maybe Pensacola, as we head into Thursday. The European model, it moves this storm inland slightly east, more so like a St. George Island into the Big Bend region, moving through Jacksonville as we head into Friday morning, so it's a little slower. The European model's also a little weaker. So what would that mean for us? We'd still get a lot of rain because that front and this storm are kind of going to merge together to promote widespread rain, but that would bring us a lesser wind threat because the storm would be a little bit further to the east and it would also be weaker. So there's still a lot of fine tuning to do when it comes to exactly where the storm is going to go, for one, and two, how much wind and rain we are going to get. So here's what to expect. Here's kind of what we know as of right now. A storm is going to form in the Caribbean by Wednesday. More than likely, we'll have a Thursday, Friday impact from this storm. Now, rain totals, peak wind gusts, that's all to be determined. Once this storm really develops and becomes a tropical depression or maybe even a potential tropical cyclone, and we can get the forecast cone and we can get more of those intensity models, the hurricane hunters head to it, all those things that give us more information, we'll be able to give you more information on rainfall totals and peak wind. But right now, because it's still a little disorganized, models are still going to kind of struggle on to know where to start, let alone where to finish. So we're still working on that. But right now, models are hinting anywhere between about 1 to 3 inches of rain with wind gusts between about 30 to 35 miles per hour. The GFS hints at wind gusts much higher, also rainfall totals much higher. So again, still to be determined on the rain and wind front. The forecast is still fluid. Again, as I mentioned, this hasn't fully developed yet, so the forecast is still going to change in some way. But for the past few days, models have been kind of trending late week, maybe even into the weekend. So with models coming into agreement for Thursday and Friday, we're more confident that that's going to be the day that we're going to be impacted. So we're going to give you the first alert weather day, but stay tuned because that could shift a day or two as we learn more information. Today, hot, hot, hot for the start of fall. Low 90s, mostly dry. Rain chance at about 10% or less today and tomorrow. And then we'll have a slightly higher coverage of rain Tuesday, but still very spotty. Low 90s Tuesday. And then we'll increase that coverage of rain Wednesday. Also, the clouds will increase Wednesday. So we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a few showers and thunderstorms along a cold front. Mid 80s on Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, that will be the cold front and what will more than likely be Helene kind of working in tandem to give us a rainy and stormy Thursday and Friday. Right now, greatest wind threat looks to be on Friday. Again, all of that's subject to change, but pay attention to the forecast. And then Saturday, hopefully as that storm is weakening and moving out of our way, we'll start to dry out with temperatures in the 80s. Lots and lots to track and cover this week, everybody. Really hot to start fall. Just embrace it. You know, we can't change it. So go hang out by the pool. It's apparently a National Ice Cream Cone Day. Go eat some ice cream. It's a great day for it because we know good and well, once the fall weather settles in, it'll be here to stay and we'll be missing the summer pool days. So just take advantage of it. And then again, stay tuned to the forecast both on air here on Atlanta News First Plus. First Alert Weather app, a great tool to have. We'll be giving you all the updates that we have on this disturbance as of now that, again, will more than likely be Helene in the coming days. We'll give you all those updates on the First Alert Weather app. You could turn on your notifications. It'll send you alerts, all the things. So really good tool to have as we head into potentially a very busy week for us here across the Southeast. All right, everyone, make it a wonderful Sunday. Happy first day of fall, and we'll catch you here next time.